Hello. See, I think you're muted. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. I'm doing well. Everything going well so far, I hope.
Yeah. Our first session, we had about 64 students in the Sewing for Dummies.
That's awesome.
So this one, hopefully this one will be great. This is going to be some great information for our students. Hopefully they take advantage of the scholarships through COVID. Here we go.
Yeah, right? Well, let me ask you this. I hear a doorbell. Am I hearing that correctly?
Let's see.
People coming
in. You may have already, let me see if I have you as a host. Yeah, so I don't have you, I'm gonna make you a co-host so that you can, like, if you want to share your screen or if you want to, I will take care of admitting people. We're all supposed to have a chat moderator too, but that they may show up a little bit later. But I will take care of admitting anyone. And then the chat is open for people to ask questions. So you can kind of follow along in there. The last time they came in and they were pretty silent to begin with. And then they started asking questions, but the first group was really great as far as like respect and doing the right thing in the chat room. So it actually went really well. So hopefully it continues to go well in this one. Okay, so if the chat moderator shows up, then they'll help you feed questions, like if you miss one or something like that. But if they don't, then I can help with that as well. Okay. Are you planning on having any kind of breakout rooms or anything like that, or is it just going to be?
I wanted to share my presentation was all, so I didn't know.
Okay, so let me see if I can let you share your screen.
Okay.
You should be able to share your screen now that you're a co-host.
Okay, and it's depending on which one. Yeah, is it me or you? I'm hearing.
I heard that too, but okay. I don't have anybody in the waiting room yet.
Let's keep hearing. Anyway, I just keep hearing her doorbell. I was like, somebody answer it. So
hello.
So I think because let me do this because I have to have it. Zoom works a little different, so I'm going to do this and then. Okay. And then let me pull this over. So I'm just making sure you can see.
Yeah, I can see that really well.
Okay. I'm going to get rid of this.
You have your phones on silent?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Mom. Okay. It is not, okay, I'm trying to get my screens to work the right way. It's doing 3 different things. Let me do this. I have my presentation screen here, and then I have my video, and then this should get me to where I want. Okay, good. Can you see, I guess, hopefully it's like we will begin shortly. Is that what you see?
Yeah, that's what I see.
Okay, and I'm just going to test this little video thing that's attached to it. Let me see. And can you hear and see that, I guess?
I can see it. I can't hear it.
Oh, okay. Maybe because I have a headset in. Let me take that off. Okay. Let me pull this back out. Okay. See if this works.
Now I can hear it.
Okay. And I'll just test a couple of slides.
Yeah, I could hear it just fine.
Okay.
I may just, I'll announce before I introduce you, I'll go over the rules and I'll just tell everybody to make sure that their volume is up.
Okay. And I guess it depends. And I don't like what the rules are. I normally tell everybody, I try to make it a discussion and say, hey, because the first thing, like you'll see here, the first thing I do is ask them a question. So I said, it's not a sales presentation or anything. It's like,
Right.
it's who's willing to engage. And I try and do that at the beginning, but I have them do it all in chat, right?
So no, they can unmute, like, so I have it set to where they can unmute themselves if you want it to be where you can hear them.
Okay.
But they also can say it in the chat as well.
I think if we start with chat and then maybe during the Q&A, we can turn on the microphones and we can just kind of talk. Because sometimes we get people who are a little long-winded and I have to cut them off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. I think the last one was this presentation. I made it a little bit longer since there's a 90-minute window, but
Yeah.
did some of the other ones finish early or did we go the
So
full?
the first one this morning, she finished probably about 10:10, and then there was about 10 to 15 minutes of questions. Well, maybe she finished around 10:05. Because
Okay.
then she had about 5 to 10 minutes left,
Okay.
and we ended about 5 to 10 minutes early.
Okay, so it's okay to go a little early if we have to.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they don't have any questions or if there's not a discussion continuing, and then we also said that if people wanted to stay behind, I kept it open until the very end, just in
Yeah,
case
I'll say
somebody was, didn't want to ask in front of everybody or.
got it. Perfect. Okay, well, let me preset this. It's a little, I mean, it's pretty extensive, so hopefully it's fun. Hopefully they have a good time.
I mean, I think it's going to be cool, especially if they're going to get to unmute and talk to you and share information.
Yeah, and I think, and I guess we'll just play that by ear because I mean, I don't know. There was one meeting I saw this morning had 185 people, and there's another one that had like 7. So it just depends on who's there.
We had 64, but I mean, not everybody costuming. I mean, not everybody's a sewer. So
yeah, right. That's okay. Oh, all good. No, I appreciate it. No, this is gonna be I'm excited for it. So I'll take your lead. So when
so whenever I get people in, I'm going to admit everybody, and it'll take a few minutes, and then I'm gonna let it kind of slow down, and then I will introduce you. Well, actually, I'll go over the rules first, just to remind them of things, and then I will say that there's going to be a video that'll play, and to make sure that they have their volume up. Then I'll also say there will be times for you to use the chat for questioning and discussion, and then there will be times for you to unmute yourself and share. So that way you can define when those times are.
Yeah, because they're interactive.
Oh yeah.
It'll be fun. Times, especially with this, the branding part, people have a lot of questions, and I usually answer it in the presentation. So if there's a way to do that without, so it's all good. Okay.
And then I'll just introduce you. I'll say the title of the workshop just to make sure everybody knows that that's where they are, and I'll go over the description, and then I'll introduce you, Tony Smith, right?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure I say it correctly. Tony Smith. Hey, make sure it's right.
No, awesome. Yeah, we've been working with you guys. Well, this is like our 5th year, and we know.
Oh, I know. I think you've worked with a couple of my students, because didn't you do some of the nationals with like the opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Sarah Swift was one of my students.
Oh, she's a doll. I saw that she got into school and doing her
thing. She's at Sam Houston. Yeah, she's here in Texas. So that's pretty cool. I'm not sure. I think she's the only one, I think. But yeah, awesome kid. So when she's doing great. So
well, good. I'm excited. Well, cool.
Yeah, so we will see, and I will kind of help you moderate. If it looks like you missed a question, or I'll let you know, but I think you'll be able to follow along.
Yeah.
The last group was really quiet,
Okay.
you know, and then they opened up, but it was all very appropriate and great. So that was the thing that I was worried about, is like, you know, we're gonna get in here and be silly about things. But
Right. Well, the
I
only
think
thing is, yeah, I'm just, since I'm sharing the screen, I don't see, like, I don't
so you
actually see
should
the,
be able to, there should be maybe a button up in the right corner that gives
there's
you
a
a
chat.
bit, yeah, to do the panel and then the chat. Like you should be able to see people.
Yes. Okay. I
Now I have a
see.
question. Do you want me? I'm not going to spotlight your video, so
Okay.
that way if someone does talk or unmute themselves, it'll immediately go to them so you can see them.
Okay. That'll work. And then
I mean, I'm
I'll,
not a Zoom expert. I mean, by
oh,
now
no
you'd think we
worries.
would be, but
No, no. I look at it and say, if we'll just be transparent. Look, guys, it's new for everybody.
we're
So,
still, we got to be on this for at least good 2 or 3 years. I mean, look how long it's taken us to get used to Microsoft Office.
right. Well,
It's the 90s.
oh, cool. Well, yeah, just let me know, and I'll be excited. Cool.
Yeah, and it was so funny. I think it's going to be the same thing this time. Like, you would think people would be a little bit early, but I think the way the platform works is I don't think they can get in until right at the time. So we were like, oh, I guess people are not showing. Then all of a sudden, bam, they were like, come into the room.
Well, cool. Well, no, that's great. That's great. Well, cool.
and
I'm
and
excited.
and
I
I
mean,
once I introduce you, I will turn my camera off, but I'll still be here and be present.
okay. Okay. Yeah, and we'll just, and if and I'll say hi to people, and I'll try and call them out based on how they're in there. And um one thing is, like, with this, it's just trying to be what's, I want them to get the information, and then and feel like they're comfortable to be able to talk. And if not, they're still learning. So that's what high school's for. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
rules and regulations in
Hey,
life.
oh my goodness. Yes, yes. Amen. Well, gosh, how long have you been teaching now?
Oh, I guess it's been about 18 years.
Oh, is that all? Sorry. It's like, oh, 18.
I just started
Oh my
it
gosh.
2 years. No, it's been about 18. All in
Wow.
Texas here. Wonderful. It's been great. This year has been a learning curve for in a lot of ways, but I think we're doing well. I mean,
Yeah.
we have to stay positive about it all, and it's great. I mean, even though virtual, everybody's like, virtual, but I think we are doing well with getting the information out there from a lot of different sources that we may not have been able to get it before. So,
Right.
and looking and using it in a way, and I think this workshop is going to help them see that they can still make themselves marketable and still put themselves out there and get
Yeah.
the things
And
that they
ways
need.
to do it. And yeah, because
So
this
I
is,
definitely think this is a great topic for the students.
oh, well, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad. We just rebranded because we were mostly corporate and small business, and we were doing so much, like with the opening ceremonies. We've been doing them all over. We've been taking groups to New York and then showing people how to brand themselves. We had a couple of people get TV shows from it and radio shows, and so we kind of went, okay, we need to kind of do it full. So
It's all about those connections, and
yeah.
and especially now it is much easier in a way to make connections. So
Exactly. Yeah, and especially for the shy people, it's like you can kind of hide behind the screen a little bit, but
all right, here we go. Here they come. Are you ready?
I'm ready or not.
All right, here we go.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome.
We're getting everybody into the room right now. Oh, there's so many. Here we go. Okay, we're just gonna take the first few moments here and get everybody admitted. We're still admitting people. We're up to 80 now. Woo! Record.
Good morning. It's awesome.
Good morning.
It's just
Up to 90 people. Yeah. See if we're gonna have the most today.
Oh, well, you guys are cool. See, some of us are still waking up. I saw someone yawn. That's okay. Don't share it with everybody. Yeah. Hi, guys. Hello. Hey, Ben. Is that Lalita? I hope that I said that right. Wilfred, good morning. VNA.
Excuse me, your screen is coming squished for me.
Oh, is it? Is it squished? Let's see.
You might be able to make it full screen on your end.
Yeah, let me see what I can do. Is that better?
No, it's still very squished.
Are you using your phone or your laptop?
I'm on my laptop. And
It's a laptop.
anybody else having that same problem?
Yeah, it's the same
not
for me.
full screen.
But like it's viewable for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can make it larger.
Yeah,
It's
it's
larger
full
now.
screen. It just looks like it's in not in widescreen. Like it's set to somehow.
Certain parameters. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you put more landscape?
It is
possible?
larger now than it was before. It was completely
I'm
vertical
kinda-
and it's pretty horizontal now.
Let's see. How's that?
It seems like it's gradually getting bigger every time you
Yeah,
do
I'm
something.
actually doing it manually. It sounds like, okay, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. Let me know if it gets pretty big. I don't think I'll be able to do the whole screen just because of how my setup here, but if that, hopefully it's viewable, that it's at least, and you guys can, and I know in Zoom, you can, there's a place where you can make your screen bigger too. That might help too.
All right, so it looks like we've slowed down in the admittance here. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Virtual Festival, the greatest show, the greatest festival on earth. I am the workshop moderator. I am Toby Drake, and I'm gonna go over just a couple of rules with you, just to remind you of a few things. Okay, remember that you need to have your first and last name as your name in Zoom. Please make sure that you have that, okay? Also, please keep the chat to appropriate material and discussion about what's going on in the room. In this presentation today, you will need to have your volume turned up on your computer because there will be some videos that are played. And also you will have an opportunity to use the chat, as you already see, to welcome everyone and then also to ask questions and be involved in the discussion. As well as later on, you'll be able to unmute yourself and then have a discussion and be a part of the workshop. So here we have this morning with us, Tony Smith. Yes, everybody, round of applause. Woo! And, we are going to turn it over to him and he's going to introduce you to what his workshop is all about today. Thank you so much for being here and have a great workshop.
Well, good morning, everyone. I am gonna, basically, my name is Tony Smith. I am the executive director for Davy Media, and we have, and our new division, which is basically for school-age students of industry access. And so it's pretty much giving students and college students, high school and college students access to what we provide for our corporate clients, but in smaller chunks. We're gonna overview today about branding. I'm going to play a video real quick and kind of follow through and have some questions for you guys. And what I want to do is, you'll see it mentioned, this is a discussion, not, this is a discussion more so than a presentation. So I want you guys to leave here with information that you can use, not just a talking head, okay, that was great, and you move on to the next one. That's the goal. So let me play the video and then we'll go from there. And it just will give you a visual overview of what we're trying to do here. Okay, let's see here. All right, let's see. I think I went out of order a little bit. Oh yeah, what? I think I'm gonna have to minimize this. I think the screen's gonna get a little smaller. Technical difficulties. It'll be there in a second. All right, here we go. This should do it. And begin. Let's try one more time. All right, take two. Well, hey guys, I hope that was just a quick overview of what we're going to cover today. Let's see, someone says can't hear. I would hope, seems to be muted. Can you guys hear me okay? I guess you can say that in the chat. Okay. All right, good. I'm going to keep going and then maybe Toby can help me with the sound stuff there. Okay, great. So welcome to Industry Access, and we're going to be talking about brand essentials. And really what it is helping you bridge the gap from what you call educational theater into pre-professional and professional theater, making sure you have the tools and resources to kind of basically help you with a better success rate when you get into the business. I will have some questions for you guys right here in the beginning, and at the end we're going to have a full Q&A. So if there's something you missed or I wasn't able to get to you previously in that section, we'll be able to come back and do that. My name is Tony Smith. I'm a two-time Emmy-nominated producer. I personally was a dancer when I started out. I was 13 and got to be one of in a movie. It was similar to the Step Up movies. Back then it was called Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. I've been very fortunate to have an amazing career. I think everything I've probably done is something you guys aspire to do. And I mean that as in being able to tour. I toured with NSYNC, if anybody remembers them, or Ricky Martin, The Temptations, Clay Walker. I produced concerts for him. And I was able to, one of the big things was we were able to do the Olympics, stuff like that. The screen may be a little small, but I was lucky to be one of the delegates and one of the marketing directors for the James Bond Spectre movie premiere in London a couple of years ago as well. So lots of good experience, and I want to kind of share all that with you guys. One of the big things that I want to talk about is understanding what you want and not being afraid to go after it. That's pretty much the big thing that we want to kind of discuss. And I want to kind of talk about something, your why, like what is your why? When I was younger, my why was giving, I found out as I was going through stuff that it was almost I couldn't help it, but it was performing it was a extreme passion to be able to perform. After we did the movies, then I was like, okay, this is definitely it. I'm trying to see if I can see, I have a question about, it might be setting, it was able to get sound and voice. Okay, my stuff is up, so hopefully everyone can see and hear me before we go on. Yeah, okay, let me see that. Let me see if I can try and get anything a little bit bigger here.
Down in the bottom right, when you're moving your mouse, it's got a little thing with two arrows pointing away from each other. If you click on that, that may expand your screen.
Yeah, let me see if we can do that. Let me do that. Let's see.
Maybe not.
Nope. Okay. Yeah. Let me try something else here. Okay, let me see if I can do that. Yeah, I may be able to do that this way and make it a little bit bigger. Okay, I think that's as big as I can get it, and I apologize for any of that. Hopefully that's kind of where we're going to get, but you guys can hear me, correct? Okay, let's see if we can pick up some momentum here. I got some thumbs up. Okay. And I think for me, basically getting back into it, after getting into that movie, I was 13, it kind of made me realize, okay, this is something not only I want to do, but I, look that I can actually do it as a living. I'm going to kind of move into the next part. I'm going to have a question of just the outline of what we're going to go over. We're going to talk about I have a brand survey I'm going to ask you guys, kind of goals and objectives that I hope you guys can get at the end. We're going to talk about why, what, and how, get you those personal branding essentials. And then at the end, just have some questions and things of that nature to kind of give you that. And then we've got some free resources. And the cool thing about the resources, I have about $11,000 that I want to be able to get you guys have access to. And there's no sales trip or carrot. It's just, here's the ways you guys right now can start your brand and get up to possibly up to $11,000 towards helping you start it with ourselves and our partners. So that's what we're doing at the end with those free resources, and then how to connect with us if you'd like to in the future. So hopefully all this is looking better, and then I'm going to kind of go on from here. Let's see. So I'm going to ask a question, if you guys could answer in the chat. Are you extremely talented? See some yeses. Yes, sir. Indeed. I'd like to think so. Potential. I try. Yes. I hope. I'd like to think. Okay. I'm going to say this. Everyone who said yes, good on you. Everyone who said kinda, maybe, think about it, I do believe so. I think everyone has a talent that they're extremely talented in, and go for it. In this industry, if you don't have the mindset, I'm going to give 150%, and no matter where I'm at, I'm going to give that. It's going to be a challenge. And the big thing about this, getting into the branding, is mental health. If one of the things I want to share with you guys, if you believe you can, or you believe you can't, you're right. Make sure you know that you've got everything it takes, no matter what. You don't necessarily have to be, notice I didn't ask you if you were the best. I asked you if you were talented. And I think you guys know there are artists out there that you may follow, and brands out there that you follow that aren't necessarily the best, but you follow them because it's you like their attitude, or you like their product, or you like their service, or whatever. Yeah. So I didn't ask you if you were the best. I asked if you were talented. So think about that. And one thing about this, sometimes people don't want to say yes because that it may come across conceited. I go, confidence is different than conceit. Confidence about yourself and your own ability, and conceit is usually about everybody else in the room. Well, I'm better than, or I think I'm taller than, prettier than, whatever. So own it, because if you don't have that sense of I can do this, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, especially when you're branding, especially doing a personal brand, because you're basically branding you. It's you. Yeah. And so just have that mental health of, this is what I can do, and I love it. Which title here best resonates with you? You guys can put it in the chat. Artist, performer. You guys are creative, influencer. Beautiful. I see it. So Josh, Ben, Lucy, Eddie. Awesome. Cool. So with this, my job today is to change your perspective into being an artist, or a creative, or an influencer, or a performer, and turn you into a brand, which is all of them. You can be all of them. And with that, you are not labeled as a singer, a dancer, a creative, a filmographer, you know, a designer. You can basically move it, and everything that has to do with you now opens you up, so you're not in a single lane, you're in multiple lanes using all your talents at the same time. Yeah. So with that, I'm going to hopefully open your mind to, you're not just one thing anymore. You are a brand and you offer various things. And opening your mind to that sometimes can be, well, I'm a singer. Well, you're a singer who is amazingly, and then you do a podcast about how your voice teacher is amazing and how everybody around you, and you're doing it, now you're doing a press release because you're about to do a show at a coffee shop. So you're more than just the singer and performer, okay? And we're gonna kind of get into that as we go forward. All right, let me ask you this. How many of you, do you have a current career strategy in place? And what I mean that, not an idea of what I wanna do, but a step-by-step plan. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this first, I'm gonna do this second. Not really, I do. Yes, absolutely not. Okay, kinda, sort of, roughly. Well, by the time you're done today, you're at least gonna have an outline of what to do to kind of get that. Because with the experience we've had and the success we've had with our clients, it is about doing this deliberately, not on accident. If you're gonna go for an audition, I hope you rehearsed before. If you're gonna basically do a film, I hope you have an idea of what the content is, yeah? You'd be surprised at how many people don't. I'm gonna basically put this to you, I'm gonna throw this out. Halston Dare, she's one of our ex-clients. You can look her up on your phone or while we're doing this. She's one who, she was kind of, didn't know where she was going when she started. You can look at her now, she has about 100,000, maybe more than that followers. She has backing from Apple. And she started at 14 and just figured out this is what I wanted to do. So I want to just give you an actual example of, if she can do it, you can do it. It's not about necessarily how good or talented you are. It's about what value you bring to a project. Okay, let me move on. Let me see how far back I went. Okay, so this next part, get to the next slide here. So these are the things I want you guys to think about. The goal for me is for you guys to look at yourself as a brand and not an artist. You can be an artist, but you're an artist that is part of a bigger brand. You are something people can follow. You're something people can invest in. You're something people can have loyalty for. The second part is to clearly understand the benefits. Like, what are the immediate benefits of looking at yourself differently, and kind of going into that. Because perspective on this, most of the clients that we work with, and most of the schools and stuff, it's hard for the artist to kind of get, excuse me, it's kind of hard for the artist to get their mind around, well, I'm a singer. I sing, but there's more to that. And last, just basically let you understand of what industry access is going to do to help you get there. And then the last things with the objectives, it's like, we have financial and educational resources that I hope that are new to you. Like, we have a system where you go in and you say, I'm 5'9", I can do jumping jacks, I'm good in musical theater, and I have a video library of 50 songs and videos that I do. What scholarships are there for me? You put it in and it pops up the top 10 to 15 scholarships that you can apply for immediately without you having to go scour the internet. There's over 200,000 scholarships in the database with our partners. So it's stuff like that where once you figure out what you want to do, we have some resources to help you. Don't forget that you are valuable. Here's a question I'm going to ask the next one. What value do you bring to your theater organization or your organization where you are right now? Like, name one thing. What do you bring to that organization? What's the value? Leadership. Okay, cool. Kevin, leadership. Samuel, energy and attitude, determination, kindness, comedy, always good, range, optimism, motivation, sweet. Yep, I'm really good. Energy, determination, hope, honesty, that's a good one. A human, okay, that's good. All right, and the last thing, no, it's perfect, because with that, if you guys don't understand your value, it's hard to basically present yourself as a brand, okay? The thing about that is determination, leadership, I don't know, some hands. Okay, so good, we figured that out. But with this, again, the last part is I will hopefully inspire you to go after it. One of the things that I always have found that if you guys think of, maybe think of the 3 closest adults to you. Think of 3, you don't have to put it in the chat. In fact, I don't want you to put it in the chat. Think of the 3 adults in your life that are the most important to you. Okay. Don't type it in, just think about it. Of those 3, how many of them are doing exactly what they love to do? How many? I don't want you to answer me. This is for you. Of those people, of the 3 people, how many are doing exactly what they love to do versus what they think they or feel they should or they have to do? So this is what I want you guys to put in the chat. Is it 1 of 3, 2 of 3, or all 3, or none of them? How many of the people you know? 2, 2 of 3, all 3, none, 1, 1, 3, none. Okay. So my question for you is, when someone asks your manager in 10 years, or someone asks your kid, do you want to be that person who was, I taught them by example, saying I did what I had to do and I found happiness where you are? And it's not a dig, believe me, it's not a dig. It's just, it takes courage, it takes time, and doing it deliberate is what's going to help you get there. And I know this is not about me just throwing, well, this is what a brand is, and this is how we can do strategy. Because for me, it's more than just the digital stuff. It's about where you're coming from, where you want to go, and your mental health, and how you look at yourself as a value. And that's what's going to help you determine yourself as a brand. Okay. So I'm going to kind of move on. So what is a brand? You guys tell me, what do you guys feel is a brand? What's the definition of a brand? I don't know. Okay, identity, marketable, item, client, organization. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go, I'm gonna use Wikipedia, representation, company or person, advertise, associated with you, what you represent, enhance. So let's think of it this way. It is basically like a fingerprint. Wikipedia says a brand is a name, a term, a design, a symbol, or any other feature that identifies one person's product or service and distincts it completely from another. So what makes you special? What makes, let's say, I'll see Ben Adams. If Ben is doing his thing, why is he any different than, I think it's a Flynn Riley, or I hope I said that right, or Iloka? What makes them, if I'm killing your names, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to use this as an example. What makes you guys different? You may all be thespians. You may go to the same school, but what makes you different? Culture, background, talent, whatever. And then focusing on where those people are looking at there and who and what you can bring. Let me ask you this. What's name one artist, a performing artist that you guys love? Just put it in the chat for me. Tom Hanks, Frank Ocean, Luke, Shawn Mendes, Gaga, Hugh Jackman, okay, Drake, Selena, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Pratt. Okay, so my next question is, Helen, yep, bottom, Ariana, Will Smith. For the same answer that you just did, why? If you can put it into 1 or 2 sentences, why does that person gravitate? Why does that person pull you and gravitates to that person? Why? Themselves, Andrew Garfield, The Bring, Inside Out, 100%, Gives Us All, humor, human, Sutton Foster, different, yep. So a lot, if you notice, there's hundreds of actors out there, but you guys are focusing on what they bring to you and how you can relate to them, correct? It's like they do 100%, they're comedic, they're comic. Hold on to that, because why become a brand? We're going to discuss the misconceptions. You know, people thinking, oh, it's about how you sell things. It's really how you present your value. The benefits, essentials of what it needs to develop, manage, and grow your brand in the arts and entertainment industry. I'm just going to use an example. One of my favorite moments in my life is when I was given, I'm not going to go too much into it, but when one of the people I looked up to as a kid, I ended up getting to work with them, and they said that the value I brought to the project was just amazing. And to think of someone I had looked up to for probably 15 or 20 years, actually get to work with them, and then they look at me and say, hey, you were pretty awesome. Knowing that the value in what I was thinking and bringing to the process, if you consistently stay that way, you're going to be able to have other people look at you the same way you're looking at these people, and you'll be able to bring that to the table. Yeah. So I'm going to go on to the next, and we'll kind of dig a little deeper. When you know your why, you can endure any how. Viktor Frankl, he was an Australian neurologist, and he was kind of like a mental health guru. Your why will get you through the hard times. Let me ask you this. Do you guys know what your why is, or what do you mean, what I mean when I say, what is your why? Can you guys give me some examples? Like, what is your why? Reason, what do you want to do? Why do you perform? What is your purpose? Yeah, that pretty much puts it right there. It's like, what is that deep-seated feeling you get, even if you try to push it away, that brings you back? It's like, what is it that goes, yeah, this person doesn't think I should do it, my friends don't think I should do it, but it's in me, and I want to be able to do that. Being the best, be inspired, my life would inspire others. Finding out your why is what's going to help you get through the hard parts. And the big thing, I guess, on that is knowing and focusing on that why is going to get you to where you want to be. We have a comedian, Paul Green. He ended up on doing a bunch of TV shows. We have another one named Dan Dunn. He's been on Fallon, all these different places. And the thing is when it got hard, they kind of had to remember why they were doing it. And that's kind of where we're getting into the point where, remember, because when it gets hard, and I know you guys have all been through something hard, when it gets hard, the challenge is going to be what's going to keep you there, what's going to keep you going. Next part, I just want to let you guys know about what we're here about, and then kind of go from here. Your why and your how. Your how is I sing, I dance, I produce. If you guys could put in the chat what you guys feel, what is the talent, what is your what? So if you know your why, your purpose, what is that? And then what's your how? Are you a designer, actors, directing, performing? What type of performing? Be more specific for me if you could. Acting, singing, actor. So we have a lot of actors, okay? Musical theater, singing, dancing, acting. Okay, great. So that is kind of where we're at. Our job is to hopefully engage your passion, which is, we call it engage, meaning it's active. How many people know people who say, I'm gonna do this, but then there's no follow through? Okay, wishes, okay, I think it's a little, wishes are great. Engaging your passion is the goal, but it's hard. The intentional involvement and active pursuit of activities and ideas that consistently touch your heart and soul. Our mission, and it's been this way I've been in this business for 27 years, owning this business, and I've been in this business for 31 years, so I'll give my age. But our whole thing is to inspire and empower dedicated artists like you to be able to do this and make a living. And so we're going to kind of get to it as we go. So what is your why? So if you guys could tell me what your why is, like, what would you do if you weren't afraid? That's one I got from one of my mentors. If you weren't not afraid, what would you do? Skydive, I've done it 3 times, pulled my own cord once, it's amazing, do it. What activity or idea brings you consistent joy? Watch movies, so maybe being a critic. Anything more specific, roller coasters, cliff jumping, I love it. Cheering, painting, leave my parents. Well, good luck with that one. Let's see. I know I'm spending a lot of time with your why. It's like, yeah, I know my why, a lot of people think they do, and then it comes out when they really when it gets into that hard spot, to kind of be able to know how to handle that and how to basically hold on to it. The next part is, what's your what? We talked about singing, dancing, acting. What do you consider that passion? What activity gives you a sense of purpose? Knowing these two is going to help. Now that you have this kind of concept, now you're going to be able to put it to everything we're about to do when we look at the brand essentials here. So with industry access, what we help, acting and singing, I see some more just expression, the arts. What we help, I'm just going to kind of give you an overview. We help with education, coaching. We have celebrity coaches, we have industry coaches, we have classes, all the things of that nature. We have branding, digital, social media, helping you set up, and not your personal social media, and artist social media. Also website, digital logos, bookings, how to basically showing you how to book yourself at coffee gigs or festivals, how to get your idea across, how to present yourself to managers, all that type of branding. Experiences, we provide performance experiences and internships. So before COVID, we provided a show where you actually got to perform on Broadway on the Gershwin stage with about 15 Broadway celebrities. We've had Chris Jackson, Okinawa, oh my gosh, there's so many. And we basically perform segments from musicals. One of the coolest things is Lin-Manuel gave, Miranda, have help from my sister here. Lin-Manuel Miranda gave us permission to do excerpts of Hamilton on a Broadway stage, not in the original show. So we had about 30 students from college and high school perform Hamilton with original members from the cast on stage at the Gershwin stage. No kidding. That's the stuff that we can do because of the media company, and we'd be able to pull that stuff. We have internships. If you're looking at, hey, I want to be a director. Hey, I want to be an actor. Hey, I want to be, and it's more on the technical side. We actually we have 2 clients who we produce TV pilots for. And we actually have to we canceled this year, but we're pulling it up for 2021. And you get to go and you be in LA for a week. And because we have a /union/non-union set, you can go on and work the gimbal, work the camera, be in the show, work with the writing crew. And the people we work with have written for Apple TV, they write for Netflix. In fact, one of our writers, you guys ever heard of Umbrella Academy? Okay, so one of our writers works, one of our clients works for the Umbrella Academy, and he just launched his first comic book last year. So when it comes down to it, we have a lot of these experiences that are exclusive because of the head company. I just wanted to kind of give you an example. And then because it can get expensive, we provided memberships to keep the cost down. So it's like, because of COVID, it's like a lot of the people who were normally getting to us couldn't. So we created memberships, and it's brand new. We're actually launching it November 7th, so that it's a lower income way to get to where you want to get to go. Okay, I'm going to kind of keep going. I'm going to give you guys some digital proof here. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Here are some highlights of the Academy. We've helped people start their podcasts. We have my wife and I have our own podcast that we give away a lot of these tips for free. We basically do our own TikToks. We have my wife and I, us old folks, we have almost 300,000 views on our TikTok. There's a way to do it. If you want to see it, go to Tony and Sarah Official. We'll talk about that later. But master classes, courses, connect, funding and finances. And then of course, the branding stuff. We talked about the experiences. If you guys can see, it's Adam. I don't know if you guys know who Adam Jacobs is. He was the original Aladdin for the Broadway show. And you can see him here in front of our cast at the Gershwin performing with them. That's one of the experiences they got to do a year, well, not last year, but the year before. And then of course we have the membership. So let me move on. So any questions before I get going? Don't be shy, drop the TikTok. That's cute. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's about getting yourself out there, and it doesn't matter, you know, however, even as old folks on TikTok, more power, you know, kind of get that going. And just using that example, I'm trying to give you guys digital proof, meaning here, it's not just me talking it, it's about doing it. So let me ask you this, any questions? Any questions?
Where is it to find those scholarships that you were talking about?
Yes, I will definitely go into that. I'll basically define those scholarships, and I'll do that near the end for sure. Any other questions? Resources relative to COVID. Yep, I got that coming too. The name of the podcast is Engage Your Passion. Engage Your Passion podcast. And you can find it on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. Yeah. I want the TikTok. Okay, I think it's Tony and Sarah Official. We just did Scream by Michael Jackson yesterday. So, so I think it's Tony and Sarah Official. Check it out. All right, I'm gonna keep moving forward. All right, so the 5 branding essentials. 1 is strategy. What, who, where, how am I gonna go? What am I gonna do? 2 is development. This is the part where I say, you know, all those people who go, I want to, I wish I, development's actually doing it. Let me ask you this. How many of you, if I were to ask you right now, I need the 10 best shots of you on stage, do you know where to find them and get them to me in less than 10 minutes? Yes? No? Okay. Yep. All right. The answer to that should be yes. And we'll talk about that in development. Activation, it's basically sharing. It's letting everybody know, out there, I'm available, I'm here, don't you want this? You don't have any good ones? Lalita, you can get some good photos, shoot, get some. All right, engagement, it's when you ask and invite people to say, hey, look at what I'm doing, don't you want a part of this? Don't you want a piece of this? I came out wrong. Don't you want to be a part of this? Sorry, don't you want to be a part of this? And last, monetization. How many people here right now are getting paid? I mean, I don't know because of UIL, but how many people right now get paid doing what you love right now? Like if it's, hey, I do logos for a friend, I do websites. Anybody? Nope, I'm broke. Yeah, me, okay. So me, bro, I wish I did. Okay, well, by the time we're done here, I'm gonna give you guys 3 examples of how you guys can start doing that during COVID, because that's the challenge, right? Is the COVID. YouTube editor, but that isn't your focus. Right, but it's part of your brand. Ethan Holland, yes, I'm a YouTube editor, but that's not part of my focus. It may not be your focus, it's a part of your brand. So don't forget that. Always let people know that, because that will be something you can go for later. All right, I'm gonna move on. Let's talk about strategy. All right, so skill versus value. That's kind of what I want to talk about first. Skill versus value. How many people have been in shows or been out there, and in your opinion, I'm just like, don't be shady. Oops, this kind of moved back. But how many people feel, oh my gosh, they weren't the best, but they got the job? How's that happen? How many people have experienced that? Yeah. How many people win a Grammy Award and can't sing? Yeah, right. How many people have won an Oscar but can't act? A couple. Most of the people, they're pretty good, right? I mean, there's a bunch of people. Because it's not all about the skill. And this is the part I want to kind of tell you when you come to your strategy, okay? This is important. I know I'm kind of going a little long-winded, but I want to make sure you guys get the information and that you walk away from here with some actionable things to do, not just, oh, that was a cool workshop. Okay, what's next? Yeah, okay, take it and use it. Skill versus value, and I won't go too deep because we don't have the time, but your skill does not equal your value. Meaning, just because you can hit 2 octaves above C does not mean you're going to get the job. Just because you can do a double pirouette, Al-Sagon, double pirouette, flip flop back into a middle splits, does not mean you're going to get the job. I mean, it's pretty impressive, but it doesn't mean you're going to get a job, and it doesn't mean you're going to get hired. Your brand, your value is why you get hired. That is why people with no talent win Grammy Awards. That is with people who have little talent can be a mogul. I don't know if you guys, I'm gonna give my age, but you guys know who Madonna is, right? Everyone knows who Madonna is, and everyone in here could say, she's not the best singer. She may not be the best looker as far as pop people go. She may not have been the best dancer, but she did everything. She reinvented herself every time and brought out, she came out with new things all the time, and is still one of the most, I think she's the second highest selling of all time. And she's not the best, and she's really not the best in everything. Celine Dion can probably sing better than Madonna, but she hasn't sold as many records as Madonna. My point? Your value statement. Here's one thing that I feel, and if there's any directors on here, I think they already know this. I'm just kind of pushing their stuff. What is your value and what is your value statement? I mean, what are you willing to do and what are you not willing to do? What line are you willing to cross to get what you want and which one are you not? I'm going to tell you now, as young people moving up, there will be people out there who would take advantage of your wanting to be successful by compromising what you believe. Know what you believe before you get out there. So when that situation comes, you already have an answer. I've seen too many, I've had parents, I don't want to get too much into it, but know what you stand for so you don't fall for everything. Yeah, she's very similar to Lady Gaga, absolutely. Great, I love it, Lalita. My beliefs are unbreakable. Please, I guess what I'm saying is we often get people who've been ripped off and who've been taken advantage of, who come to us, and we kind of have to, they're kind of broken and we got to fix them and take them to the next. Know what you stand for so you don't fall for anything. Hold on to your why, what you're going to do, who you are, how and when. Moving on, topics. Your performance or your delivery is part of it. Your ability to be reliable. How many people can honestly say they show up to rehearsals, or when you did show up to rehearsals, but even to your classes, show up early as opposed to on time? Let me know. And be honest, yeah, definitely. 15 minutes early, that's even great. Nah, okay, early is on time, exactly. I'm telling you, your reliability is almost more important than your skill, because if somebody's going to be reliable and they're not as good as you or talented as you, they'll get the job every time. Attention. How many people know that attention is the commodity right now? It's not. The commodity is not your talent, it's the attention. Yep. And your community. How many people right now could basically, and this is what I'm going to get, your community. How many people right now could reach out to 500 people that know who they are? 1,000 people. 1,500 people. Build your community. Start with your friends and family. Build it. Let them know what's going on. It's the old. It's if you musical theater people. I'm one there. I was there too. It's a look at me, kid. Da 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 da. It's look at me. Let them look at you. Especially in COVID, attention and your community is the biggest thing you can get right now. I'm going to tell you right now. Your goal should have at least 100 people by the end of festival that you can reach out to. Reach out to the people who are at festival. Hey, what are you doing? I'd like to show you what I'm doing. It's basically, no, it's not impossible. I'm telling you, it's not. I see someone kind of doubting it. Nope, I can do 1,500. I'm just saying 100. Here's the thing, change your mindset. I can't do 1,500. Okay, you've already lost. It means you're right. If you can't do 1,500, you're right. Can I talk to someone else, please? I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just trying to be real. Yeah. If you say, I can do 1,500, I think I can do 100, and it has nothing to do with social media. I'm talking about email, phone calls, social media, people at school. Build your community. That is the strategy you're going to need to build that brand, okay? And then engage them, show them what you're doing. I don't care, hey, I just wrote a song and I only have 16 bars. Whatever that is, yes? Push it out there, do it. Without that, you are not truly going to be able to build your brand on your own if you don't take the risk. Okay, I'm going to move on after strategy here. The biggest one there is build that community. That's my challenge to you guys. And I will tell you this. I'm going to pull it out of my hat. If you guys can show me, if you guys can let us know, you can go to our booth or whatever, reach out to us. And if you do, I'm going to figure something out. It's a challenge. Let me know that you did it. And if you do, I will give you something worth your trouble, period. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's if you guys don't want it, then why should, quite honest, and why should I care? I shouldn't want it more than you. You know, I really, and that's a challenge, because a lot of times the teachers, parents see the potential, but then it's not lived up to. Go for it. Follow back. Cool. All right, let me move on.
I have a question.
Sure.
You said to go to your booth. Is that on like your website, or is it just on like on the Thespian, like where we are now?
There's a digital booth in there. It's industry access. It's in there, and I think one of the ladies who had asked me about the scholarships, all that stuff is there as well, where you can apply and go for that as well. So I'll make sure. But we're in the virtual booth at Thespians.
Good, thank you.
Can you repeat what you said about the booths?
I'm sorry.
Can you repeat what you were saying? Something that like worth in the trouble?
Oh, so she had asked me where to find our booth to get more information. And in the Thespian booth area, I guess the vendor area, we have a booth, industry access. You can download our brochure. You can basically sign up for the $5,000 scholarships that we're trying to give away, and see our membership, stuff like that. I'm not trying to sell anything right now, so I'll do that at the end. I'm just trying to give you guys information. So let me kind of do that, okay? Okay, so brand development. Here. How many people have, okay, and I'm gonna be real true. How many people have a headshot and a resume ready to go right now? Right now. Good, okay, yes, me, yes, good. All right. Your resume and your headshot is the first step. How many people, now that's the first step. That's great to hear. How many people here have a bio ready to go and a demo reel? I saw someone said, how do you get one? We can give you some resources and people that we work with in your area to get a headshot. In fact, we have a master class online where you can go, where it teaches you how to do a professional headshot at home. So you're not paying $500, $600, $700, at least until you get to the point where you need one. No demo reel. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, with all the social media you guys do, take 15 of those pictures, create of your videos, create a demo reel today. And when you sign up for our scholarship, you're gonna have to create one. We need to see what value you bring to the table. You need a demo reel. We can talk to you on the demo reel. I'll let you guys give information on the masterclass at the end too. Believe me, I promise I'll give you all of that. I guess my point is, and I hope it's like what everybody else is. I'm not trying to sell you right now. I'm just trying to give you tips and I'll make sure where the reel is and all that stuff. I'll get it to you at the end, I promise. But right now, I want you guys to get the information. Demo reel. Then how many people have your social media set up as an artist, not as your personal? Like if I were to go right now to your social media, would I hire you for my TV pilot that's coming up in July? Not that you didn't know, but now you do. Think about creating a Facebook. And I will say this, I know most of you are on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. The people who are going to hire you are on Facebook. The people who are going to make the major decisions about your career are on Facebook. There are some people, the casting directors are looking on Instagram and they're looking for, but they're not the top. I'm not saying that casting directors aren't top people. So if anybody's listening, I'm not trying to downgrade them. But if you have a relationship with the producer, there's better chance you're going to get that job than if you have to go to the casting director and then the associate director. If you know the producer and the producer wants you, guess who's going to be on that show? Okay, or that we're crying over here. Okay, I don't know if that's a good cry or bad cry. Okay, so create a podcast. It's you, a microphone, and upload. What do you love? A girl, I love how you do your hair. Well, there's something here. Let me show you how to do it. I'm gonna do 5 episodes on how to do your hair. And here's how I make my earrings too. There, I don't know her name, but I saw her hair going. Okay, yes, do it. Do it. It doesn't have to be the best. How many people here have been featured in a magazine article or printed on an online magazine? Yet, I would say yet. Yes, okay. Do you have those articles ready to go? Do you have those articles? If I were to say it's in your demo reel, hey, my name is Riley Hunt, and I was featured on the cover of whatever for my whatever show at the high school. That should be in your demo reel, or at least on your bio. Let people know what your value is. Show them, okay? Build it. That's what this brand development part is. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Brand activation. You guys for the most part, you guys probably already do this. Brand activation is about getting the content and sharing it out there. We call it distribution, but really it's going out. How many people are taking vocal lessons, dance lessons? Yeah, vocal lessons, dance lessons. Okay, the cool thing about that is a way to share right there. So I'm hoping your vocal instructor has maybe they have 10 or 15 other students. Your dance teacher may have, a dance studio where there's 200-300 kids there. Your tech instructor may have, or tech teacher may have a bunch of AV students, and maybe there's 85. All of those people should be a part of your network. And I'm going to tell you this right now because I've been in the high school, I did the high school thing, and I know it's hard. And I will have to say, I really admire the way you guys showed up, because I don't know how you guys are doing it, but the fact that you're doing it, especially with everything going on, it's pretty incredible. Here's one thing I want to say, especially about sharing. People who don't like you will follow you and respect what you're doing. So well, they don't like me, I don't like that. You want a community. How many people, I can guarantee you, they may not like you, but they may respect you. And if they don't respect you, they may follow you just in spite of that. And guess what? That's still part of your community. They're going to know what's going on. Yeah. It is about letting people know what's going on, not about, and here's the thing. It's not about being liked. It's not about being, oh, it's my ego. It's about value. They will like you because of your value. They may like you because of the person you are. But at the end of the, notice how I said, they're gonna like you because of, you're not gonna like someone unless you have a reason. And that reason is the value, not the liking of them is the value. Like is not the value. I hope I'm making that clear. It's not about, oh, I like you, I love you, you are all that. It's about what comes after that. I like you because. I follow you because. I will not follow you because. And when it comes to that, your personal value, remember I talked about this in the end, what's going to get you through the hard parts when people don't like you or unfriend you or say, I'm not going to hire you. It's about whatever that voice is. Some people call it God, some people call it gut, whatever that is to you, that your why is in there. And that is why you will present value and why they will come to that. How long did it take me to build up my brand? I will get to that. My personal brand, years. When I first started, about, you guys, the way we have it set up, 3 to 6 months is what to do it right. People try to do it in less time and they usually get frustrated because it takes time, but 3 to 6 months. How long does it take to build up your brand? For you guys to do it right, 3 to 6 months. And then to start seeing everything, 6 to 9 months. And I'll give you guys some examples at the end. The big thing I want to say about the brand activation, don't be afraid of who's going to like you and who's not. If you're providing the value and you're listening to your why, everything will take care of itself. I'm just saying it from someone who's been there and already made all those mistakes. Save you some time, save you about 2 years. Okay, I'm going to go to the next part. Having fun with you guys. I'm glad you guys are interacting. Yeah, and by the way, I see, is it Soul Mill? I hope I said, is it Goyal? Or Goyal? Is it possible without social media? Yes, and I can go over that too. I can go over that. I'm gonna put that without social media. Brand engagement. This is the part where we talked about where, hey, I got to perform on stage with, I performed Hamilton on stage with members of the cast at the Gershwin Theater, and it was for a fundraiser to build awareness for Arts for Autism. And here's pictures of me with that celebrity, with Chris Jackson, who played George Washington. And here's a picture with me with Okinawan, who played Hercules, And here's the cast, and here we are at the Gershwin Theater. Next to, well, I went to Summerstock, and I was in my school play, and I did that. Nothing wrong with going to Summerstock, nothing wrong with going to school play. But when an admissions person from college says, how many people are going to say, well, I went to Summerstock and I did that and I did this, what's going to make you stand out is, oh, I was an intern on a television pilot for Fox. I was an assistant for a game show for TBS. Oh, I performed on Broadway with this person and that person. Oh, I was able to do access. I did a thing with Cirque where I got to work and perform with Cirque du Soleil performers in Montreal. Those are the things that are going to make you stand out, and that's what is going to allow you to engage. And again, I put here, digital proof. I think the first thing I told you to kind of give myself some credibility was, I got 2 Emmy nominations. I didn't win, but I got 2 Emmys nominations. I have tons of awards. Digital proof. People talk, people talk, people talk. They want to see, action, action, action. Show them the action. And if all you have done so far is your school play, that is fine. Look at me from this angle, from that angle. Get a testimony from your director. She was amazing. They were always on time. Use what you have. The brand engagement for us is about building your resume. Digital proof. What event were you at? What performance did you do? What internship did you get? And here at the end, that is how you're going to attract representation. Notice I said attract representation. This is a completely different presentation when I talk about this, but I ask people, how many people want to know how to get a manager? How many people want to know how to get an agent? How many people want to know how to get representation? Here's what I say, and not to be mean, if you have to ask, you're not ready. And I don't mean it rudely. I'm just, like I said, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to be real. And having a manager and an agent is not necessary to get started. I'm just telling you that right now. When you start getting paid, yes, you want somebody with a little bit more experience to help that. But you do not need a manager, and they probably won't like me saying this, but you don't need a manager and an agent right now. And the thing is, if you're begging for one, you're going to end up being a database number as opposed to a client. I can't go too much into that because I've got a little bit more. What I guess I'm going to say is engage your brand. What are you doing online? What are you doing social media? What are you doing with your email? What are you doing with performances? While you're at home in COVID, are you and your sister making cookies and whatever that is? Let people know what's going on. Present your value, engage, and then here's the thing, give access. I think I was talking about
it's 12 o'clock.
The girl who has, I'm going to show you how to do my hair. Well, you know something? Everybody can do that. But next week, I'm only letting 10 people come over and we're going to do it for them. Scarcity, make them a VIP, and you do that, and loyalty will be there. Yeah. Thank you. It's 12 o'clock. Yeah, I go. Thank you, 12. It's just it keeps me it keeps me going here. All right, I'm going to move on to the last part. This is the part. Let's see. I see Autumn Houston. Let me see. Sometimes being your own manager can be hard because you won't be able to get the private auditions. Actually, your networking will get you the private auditions. Your mom or dad, if they're believing you, are your best managers, because right now, momagers and dadagers are the best managers because they truly have your best interest at heart. You may have a disagreement, but they are the ones. And I will say this, there's a way to get private auditions without having a manager. And I will say this, It's about who you're networking, and we're about to come up with that. Starving artist syndrome. I don't want to use the word hate, but it's close to that. I hate that. There are more opportunities right now to be a gainfully employed artist than ever before, even during COVID. And I'm going to give you guys 3 tips to write these down for COVID. 1, create content. Create content. It can be, oh gosh, I forgot. We had a client 2 years ago. He was a fool. He would turn on all hip hop music, put on these crazy outfits. He was maybe 18, 19, and get online and just do his thing, just acting a fool. 40,000 likes, 40,000 views, 50,000 views, 60,000 views. We ended up getting him music records, started paying him to use his songs so he would dance to them. True story. That's how he made a living. Create content is the one thing to get you through COVID. Create content, and just do what you love. Second part, anybody who you admire as far as a brand, if it's HEB, Walmart, any type of product or service that you use that product in your content and then tag them in it. If there's a certain type of hairspray that you like, do a dance, use their hairspray and tag them in it. If there's a certain pair of pants you like, do a crazy dance, do what's up with your friends, wear the pants in it. TikTok stars. Oh, okay. If you got your favorite toothpaste, brush your teeth and go zing. I mean, do that. What's going to happen is they will see it. The marketing people will see it. I'm telling you. That's how, if you guys, I think I told you about Halston Dare. Did the same thing. She was in Nashville. We filmed a video during Christmas with her singing her latest release on the ice skating rink, and then took out her things and go, these iPod things are amazing. You guys need to get them. Hashtag Apple, and no lie, Apple sent her a check for $500 saying, will you do 10 more? That is the second part. 1, create content. 2, now here's the thing. Remember I talked about what your value statement is. What are you willing to do versus what you're not willing to do? Use a product or service you really care about, because then it's authentic. And one of the things when I asked you guys, why did you like this person? Why did you like that person? Why didn't you? A lot of you said it's because, it's because they're authentic, because they're real. These days, be real, just be yourself. It may come across comical, but yeah, we'll be promoting school supplies. I mean, perfect, school supplies are great. Doing commercials from home are great. Those are 2 ideas during COVID. Third, contact a nonprofit organization that you truly care about and offer to use their message in your videos or in your content. 1, they're not going to say no. And 2, you've now attached yourself to a community that you can build over the 100, over the 1,500, over to 2,000. Because I'm almost sure if you go down to the local chapter of American Cancer Society, I've had family members with cancer or COVID or whatever you believe in, and you say, I want to help, I want to basically get the word out, and I'm going to use my videos and my makeup and all that to make sure that everybody knows about it, and tag them. You don't think that whole organization is going to basically, what's going on here? And you just created a whole new environment where opportunities are there for you all to get monetization for your brand. Those are the 3 that I'm just giving away for free. There's tons more. 1, actually guys, I'm going to do it this way. Were you listening? What were the 3 things I just said during COVID, how to kind of monetize your brand to get started?
You said that we should create a lot of content, that
Yep.
we should tag the companies that we like, the products we used, and then we should also ask nonprofits if we can send their message through our content.
Those are 3 things how many put it this way? Do you guys feel you could do that? And here's
Yes.
the thing. Here's the thing.
Absolutely.
I don't know who that was, but I love the energy. So what I'm getting at is the person I'm going to kind of pick on, I'm picking on you because I want you to change your mindset, not because I disagree or I'm trying to dig on you. The person who says, I can't do 1,500, it's impossible. Do you now see with the information you have how it could be possible? Think about your church. Think about your, I mean, if you don't go to church, think about an organization you've already been in. If it's your little sister's preschool, turn the mental mind. Remember, if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. Go for it. Brand monetization. And then I guess when it comes right down to it, I have it here. It's presenting what products and services you can provide. If it's if it's toothpaste, hair products, cool jeans that you designed yourself, employment. When people find you and say you're a great actor, you're a great singer, you're a great dancer, and you bring, oh, and I've got a following, and I'm associated with this organization, and all those people are now instantly associated with that project, and you don't think that producer is gonna go, oh, if it's between you and someone else, who's gonna bring more value to the project? That is the key, guys. That is the key. And then here's something that kind of brings it kind of more down to, like, I call it low-hanging fruit. When managers and agents see that you're doing that, they will start calling you. And then instead of being a database number, you can go, well, what are you going to do for me? And what are you going to do for me? What are you going to do for me? And then you become a client, not a database number. Yeah. Now I will just, for legitimate, I think there was a question, the coroner, there was a question earlier on legitimacy. Digital proof is the only gauge I can truly give you because people are really good these days. If people come to you with buy this, buy this, buy this, I'd say most of the people I've ever met who buy this, buy this, buy this, for the most part, they're legit. But there's people out there who are not. Digital proof is going to be when the people start coming out of the woodworks and the managers and all that come out there, know what you're worth, know what your value statement is, first of all, because people are going to ask you to cross it. Use your momager or dadager or uncleger or directager, whoever that may be, who has your best interests in mind, and then use that as a guide and basically go forward. Last thing I'm going to say, we talked about the endorsements is basically that's what trying to get the products out there. And the same thing goes for scholarships. And this is kind of lead into the end. Malaya, I'm going to ask you to hold that question for me. I'm going to try and hold it because I really want to get to that at the end for sure. Is it Curry Malaya or Malaya Curry? I think it says it's the question about Arts College. I'll give you my opinion on that.
Malaysia Curry. It's okay.
Malaysia Curry. Okay,
All right.
Got it. So scholarships and grants. Think about this. If you are practicing your craft, if you are putting out media and content, if you are associating yourself with products and services, if you are associating yourself with a nonprofit organization, if you are active doing all of these things, why wouldn't they want to give you a scholarship to come to their school? It all goes into your value statement. What is your value? I think I told you we have this scholar search thing that's coming out. Basically, you go in there, put in your credentials, and it matches you with the scholarship and grants. True story. We have given over 250, let me back that up. We have helped people get over $250,000 in scholarships in the last 3 years. My family, I'm going to go really quick. My mom was an Olympic runner. She taught us, because all the sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. She was at Pan Am Games, all that. 3 generations of my family, 3 generations, 12 people, all full ride scholarships to school. Now, I like to say my family is all that, but it's not about skill. It's about how you present yourself and show the value to the right people. And that is how you monetize your brand, by getting scholarships. Hey, I want you at this school because you bring this. And they're going to turn around and go, look at the amazing students we have. And they do that. I bet you when you guys go to the booths today, and you look at the, or whenever during this time and you go to the schools, they're gonna be going, well, this student did this and that student did this. That's why you should come here. It's the same thing they could do with you and with the scholarships. They did it already. Okay, Ben Adams, like they did that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but be that person. Show them the value. All right, I'm gonna move to the next part. I know I'm running long, but I just wanted to give you as much information as I possibly could. So we have the review, strategy, development, activation, engagement, and monetization. Those are the strategies, and that's how we review. Okay, ready for the questions. And I think the ones that I have here was no social media and art school. So if you do not have social media, here's what I would say. Use email. If you are not on social media, use email. Use email in a way that gets them to digital content on your own website, meaning get people's emails and send them out a newsletter. Hey, just letting you know I'm doing this. Click here to see more, and then have that digital content on your website. That is the best thing I would say if you're not on social media. In addition, with that website, that is, you just basically push everybody's, anytime you have, hey, come check me out here, it links to your website. Use email. And I'm gonna say this, I know you guys are looking at me like I'm crazy. For businesses in your area, call them on the phone and talk to their marketing director and ask them how you can help with their business. Yes, I know, call them. No, but really, and I know the hard part is you got to pick up the phone and talk. And this is what I go, do you remember your why? What's your why? Because I'll tell you this, there'll be 50 people who go, I'm not calling, and the 3 people that do call have the opportunity. Just saying. The other question was about art school. Okay, I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna be very transparent and very true. The answer to that question depends on where you wanna go, in my opinion. Please notice the words, in my opinion, because it's a touchy one. I want my son going to a school and getting a degree and getting a job and getting that security to make sure he doesn't turn into a starving artist that he's in my basement when he's 32. I don't want her to do that because she's not good enough. I don't think she thinks she's good enough. I don't see where it is, and I don't want her to do that. I will say this, to answer your question directly and to give you, because I don't want to give you an answer that I don't believe in. I'll be straight. But the answer is this first, what do you want to do? What is your why? And what is your what? And then which organization, art school, a full ride school or community college, which is going to get you there the quickest? And if you guys want, like I said, I'm going to be doing some workshops and stuff in a couple of weeks. We're giving away a brand evaluation, sign up for that. And I can give you more detail on that, but I guess I'm going to say, go back to your why. Why are you doing this? Yeah. What do you want to do? How you want to do it? And then match up that how to the organizations and schools or private organizations that provide that. Because I've had success both ways. Well, you guys have heard of Todrick Hall, right? Todrick Hall? Okay. His dance captain was one of my students. Like I used to own, my wife and I owned like 12 dance studios for years and we sold them all. But she was one of our students and she's now tours with him and stuff like that. Her parents wanted her to go to college. She said, I don't want to go. She had a gap, they gave her a gap year. If you can't pay for yourself, and if you can't pay for your own stuff in a year, you're going to school. She got a job at Disney, worked there for 8 years, went and did a Rockette, was in the movie Rock of Ages. Now she's out touring, or when they were touring with Todrick Hall, and now she's making dance videos online to kind of get that stuff. And then I've had people who go to school, came out of school and got a first job working at the History Channel as an editor. It just depends on where you are, what situation. Any other questions? And I guess, Toby, this is the time where if they want to just talk, that'd be great. I can, as long as we don't get, ask a question and come back out, I'm cool with that. So Wilfred has a question. Did you enjoy our presence? I did. Okay. Anyone else? Anybody? Any other questions? Specific questions before I get into the end, where I'm going to give you all the free stuff.
I do.
Okay.
How do you brand yourself without sounding cocky and arrogant?
Good point. I'm gonna rephrase the question back to you and say this: you cannot control what other people think. So what I'm going to say is, if you come across genuine, if you come across real, the people who will find the value in that will accept that. The people who don't, jealous, haters, I'm not going to call that person. You can't control that. And that's why I was kind of saying, know what your why is. I know I keep going back to that, but that's why I spent so much time at the beginning. Know what your why is. Because when you get those people telling you no, or get those people saying you're not worth it, or getting those people saying you're not good enough, you have it in yourself, and you have it in your director, your managers, your teachers, your parents, your friends. I'm doing this. I think as long as you make the content about your confidence, I think you're gonna get people who don't like it. I'm just being honest. But you can back yourself up by going, everything I put out there is positive. Everything out there, I don't compare my stuff to somebody else. I'm not, when I talk about my product, I'm not saying my hair product is number one, not like Louisa's. That's more conceited. So I will say, you can't stop people from feeling that way, but if you feel that you're being true to yourself, your value statement, you're not crossing any lines, and you're actually providing a value to the people who want it, that's where I would focus. I know it may not be the answer you wanted, but that's the answer I would say is true, because I've been there. We did a movie year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Critics hated it. Everybody else loved it. So it's really about putting it out there and being true to yourself, and you're gonna get the noise. But if you can filter the noise because of what, oh my goodness, I can't believe they said that about me, but I know what my why is, and you hold on to that to get you through the storm. Okay, I think we have time for one more.
We have several questions about conservatories. So like AMDA and things like that. I've seen several questions come up about that while you were talking about social media.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? I think Ethan had a question.
I did have a question. And this is a genuine question. Somebody laughed about it in the chat, but I was asking that, I know a lot of people use stage names, especially like when you have a name similar to someone, and my last name is Holland, and someone, there's a very obvious huge Holland in the industry right now. Do you think that if someone wants to delineate their brand from being like, I don't know, I feel like it would diminish my brand to have a last name similar to someone so big of a close age range of me. Do you think it's worth creating a stage name for that reason, or do you think it doesn't matter?
Okay, I'm going to answer that quickly and then a little bit more in depth. Stage names goes back to the branding part. It's making you different than everybody else. So I am all for stage names. I had a stage name. My stage name was Ashton Davis when I was out there doing my stuff. The other side of that is, I know I keep saying that, that's why I kind of spent time, but go back to your why, go back to your how, and are you going to be an actor? Are you going to be, okay, so if you're going to be an actor, and there's Tom Holland out there, I would say, Ethan H is coming out, baby, watch for him. Or Ethan Henry. You choose, but make sure that it lines up with your strategy and your why, but I'm all for that. I'm going to answer the question about conservatories. Again, guys, this is my opinion, and I've got 10 minutes. I didn't think we'd go this long. This is great. I've got 10 minutes, and I want to make sure I get that information to you. So I'm going to answer this question about conservatories, and I'm going to echo what I said before. there's not a, in my opinion, there's not a blanket statement in regards to where you should go. If Dominic wants to, if Dominic is Aguilar, or okay, Robert, okay, if it's Dominic, let's say he's a dancer, and like, let's say like me, I was accepted to Juilliard. Let's go to Juilliard. Well, it's too much money for me and they got me a better thing over here. Let's just say Dominic's that. And then someone else saying the ABT is going to basically hire me directly. It depends on you, but I'm going to say this. Conservatories provide a one-stop shop to get the education that you need. Or are you going to go more direct and go fine tune your career as a singer and just go to the, you know, a singing, you know, going to singing conservatory? I said that backwards. The hard part with that is it depends on where you want to go. But here's a way to answer that question for yourself. What is your, I'm going to keep saying it. What is your why? So why? My why is when I sing, I'm allowed to create emotion for my family and everybody, and they have a really good time, especially during the holidays when I love singing that music and everybody loves it. What's your what? I want to be a professional singer. And now listen, this is the difference. I want to be a pop singer, or I'm going to be an opera singer. So I'm going to be an opera singer. So a conservatory is more likely the place I need to go because of the work that's needed for that. If I want to be a pop singer, all I really need is a record deal or produce my own music. But if I want that security, going there. So I know I'm not giving you a straight yes or a straight no. It does depend. But if you guys were to reach out to me, I would happily kind of look at your situation and kind of go, this is what I feel. I have 8 minutes, so I'm going to get to the next part so I don't run out of time. It's been great, guys. You guys are so interactive. It's been amazing. Now, I think, unfortunately, this is really, really small for you guys. So I can't get any bigger on my screen, but I'm going to basically say this. Take your notes out. I'm going to give you some stuff to go to. I'm going to kind of cut through some of it. We talked about branding tools, your headshots, your resumes, your demo reel, taped auditions, social media. I saw a lady doing taped audition, a workshop on taped auditions. Our next one is on virtual auditions and how to manage that. If you need tips on that, we're doing that in 2 weeks. Come back. Skill versus value. Please remember, you don't have to be the best to be of the best value. Yeah. Confidence versus conceit. We talked about that. Confidence is about you. Conceit is about everybody else. If you can keep the focus on you and stick to your why, you got to stick to the why for the hard parts. That's what's going to get you there. How are you valuable? Own your value statement. I bring this to this, and I don't care what anybody else says. I know I'm always 15 minutes early. Artist versus brand. Artist is usually one thing. A brand is a multiple things. I think the gentleman who was a YouTube editor, you can be multiple things, but change your perspective. Brand activations, activate, engage yourself. What are you doing to build your resume? 11,000 reasons why. Write this down. I think you'll be able to catch this video after, and you'll be able to click these links. Broadway World, next on stage. They're giving away $1,000 right now, and all you have to do is send in a YouTube video of your stuff. There's $1,000 opportunity right there. Backstage Creators Contest. Go to Backstage, click on that link. I don't know if it's open or where it is. They're giving away $5,000 to film creators from anywhere just for submitting their stuff. There's $6,000. We are giving away $5,000 to multiple people, so it's up to $5,000. We're taking actors, singers, and dancers. If you go to our web, if you go to our, well, I'm not going to website. If you go to the booth and you click, it says Access Next, giving away $5,000. Go, it's free. Sign up. You'll get the information. We're giving up to $5,000 away to people right there. There's a thing called the Access Toolkit. We give away tips. It's all free. The podcast. We have celebrities on the podcast. We have guests. I had my sister is an amazing speaker and she speaks all over the country. She was on there. We have a couple of industry professionals. We've had people from, we have a lot of people on the podcast. Free content, go get it. It's called the Engage Your Passion Podcast. Engage Your Passion Podcast. It's free stuff. We have about 12 or 13 episodes up, and we're going to keep continuing that. It's there. Lastly, let's see, is mirroring in theater arts, what theater Discord have, okay. So I'm trying to make sure I get all that. We've got 5 minutes. Hopefully this gave you guys the information I talked to you about. So let's recap. Do you guys, and let me know, because I really want to know that you guys got the information. Do you understand how you should see yourself as a brand and not an artist now? If not,
Yes,
before.
sir.
Okay, and you can unmute. I'm ready to talk to everybody. Do you guys clearly understand why you guys should become a brand? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and you guys understand how we can help you. You don't have to go with us, you can go with anyone, but if you want some help, we can help you. We already provided, I just provided you some financial and education resources that you didn't previously know about. Is that true?
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yes.
All right, I told you about the concept of value in yourself. What are you gonna do? What are you not gonna do? How do you need to be confident in yourself? Make sure you know what your value is and don't let anybody stop you. Is that something we covered today?
That is.
Yeah.
And then last, I'm hoping this got you inspired to go do it. Is that true?
I definitely feel more
Yes.
inspired than before.
100%.
Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
So here's the thing. Okay, perfect. No, I love it. And here's the thing I want to prove this to you so you guys can prove it to your people. I just told you at the beginning of this is what we're going to do. We're at the end and you guys said, yes, I got all this. No more talking. I gave you some digital proof. Got it? So with that, you guys are able to go and actually do something with all of this. This is my beautiful wife in the middle, my wonderful accounts manager, Trixie Grant, and myself. We have about 9 people who run with COVID. It's down to us 3 right now. I'm sure you guys understand. And last, you guys can take a screenshot if you need to. This is how to contact us. We have an office in New York. We have an office in Houston. Here's our information. We have a new website launching. What we did was take all of our stuff and put it in small chunks so people could afford it. And that's coming out on November 7th. Go to the virtual booth to get more information. Call us, email us, find us on social media. I think that's it. I hope that helps. Any last questions?
Are you having another, are you doing anything else during Thespians?
Yeah, I have. If you go to the workshop area, at mine are 11 every other Saturday. We're doing a whole series. So this one's brand activation, just the brand essentials. The next one's how to nail that virtual, audition, because a lot of people don't know how to work cameras, lighting, stuff like that, all the technical.
Someone is making an echo. Can they please mute themselves?
Yeah. The third one, we're doing networking for people who don't want to network. So it's basically for people who don't want to get out there and make those phone calls. Here are easy ways to do that. And the last one is engaging your passions. It's basically an open chat to go, I can help you specifically with what your needs are. So find me, it's Tony Smith, I'm Industry Access. Absolute pleasure. And I think, Toby, I got it right down to 1229. Thank you, guys.
Rock and roll.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. This was a really
thank you very much. This helped a
lot.
lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
This was really fun.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Keelan. Thank you, Carter. Ella,
Thank you.
Keelan, thank you guys. No, really, my pleasure. My absolute pleasure.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Abby, Riley, Gabriel, Holly.
Have a great day. Have a great rest of the festival today. Super Saturday.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Riley. I like the guitars in the background. And
Bye.
Lalita,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Liz, for chat moderating. Thank you.
You said something about 100 people. What was that about again?
So my challenge to everyone today was to build their community or build their followers or build people who would support them online or in their content, and to build that by the end of festival, to have 100 people, be it friends, family, students, community, friends, churches, and basically use that as a guide to learn how to attract people to their brand. So if they're singers or playing guitar, do a video and post it and invite these people to say, this is what I'm doing. It's a way to kind of actively learn how to network. And that 100 people is just a benchmark to go, wow, I got 100 people, and hopefully give them the what do you call it?
So if I have 225 contacts, would that count? Because they
It would.
support.
And I would dare I say, if you have 225, I would say for you, why don't you, well, here's the thing. Having 225 contacts is not the same thing as having 225 followers. Meaning,
They're all supporters.
then I would say this. When you reach out to your 225 contacts and say, please respond with me with some encouragement. I could use some encouragement today. Send me
wait. I need to write that down.
You'd be amazed at how many people will go, you got it, girl, go girl. And then they are now engaging with you. And when they ask for something, you do it back for them.
My friends are gonna tell me I'm depressed. Okay.
Well, and you're gonna say, not now, because you guys gave me all the support.
You're gonna be worried so much about me. Like, are you okay?
Have fun with it.
Okay, so once, how do I show you proof that I got all their messages, 100 people?
With that, when you get those messages, if it's on your Facebook or any type of social media.
I don't have social media.
Okay, then with that, then what you could do is with the emails, email them out, tell them to do it back, take a screenshot, and then email it to
all
us.
their emails.
Okay, or text them. Take a picture, take a screenshot of your texts. I think whatever you can show, look, these people answered me, and yeah, if it's a screenshot, if it's an email, then if you don't have your email saying, hey, I don't have social media, but I'm trying this cool new way, would you send me your email so I can send you this cool stuff? And I'm almost positive if they're 250 of your followers and future fans, they will reach out to you.
And what's the prize?
We are giving away, we are giving away $1,000. The top prize is $1,000 to be able to perform with us at either our TV pilot in LA this summer, or in New York, where we're recording. Since we can't do a stage show, we're recording an original Broadway song in a studio in New York, and one of the celebrities will be there. So you guys would be able to be in the recording session to get that experience.
So cool.
Well, we've got to go, Lydia. I'm so sorry, but please reach out to us on the booth or email. I promise you we'll get back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Mary, Ethan, do you have any questions? I think I don't know. All right.
Thank you, Toby. I know it went a little long.
No, it's okay. Thank you. I think it was wonderful information for them. Definitely. And they seem to really enjoy it and interact as well. So that's
awesome. They were very interactive. My question, I forgot to ask if this was taped or.
It is. It's recorded.
Okay, so
all of the sessions are recorded, and they should be able to go back and watch.
And with the group chat, is that something we can get? Because we have people giving us emails and stuff in there. Is that something we should do there, or?
Yeah, I can actually, I don't know if they send it. So I don't know on their, on Thespian, Troy, I don't know if they're on their end, they get it, but I know that it downloads the copy for me.
Okay.
So I could share that with you.
That'd be great. I just don't want anybody to, I think the big one is for them to actually reach out and then nobody respond to them. I just don't want them to lose that momentum.
Right. So your email address, the
best one would be access, AXS.
Okay.
At adamsdavy.com.
Okay, I see it on the screen.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I have to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, because it'll download to my computer. I don't get the recording. The recording goes somewhere else, but the chat will download to my computer. So I'll send that to you.
Well, Toby, thank you.
Yeah,
I think you're my moderator for all of them, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Awesome. Well, you have a great day, and I will see you next time.
All right. Take care. Have a great festival.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.